Jared here with onX, and I want to talk to you about building your hunt plan for your next turkey hunt. And so this is more pertinent for public land hunts than private land hunts, as typically if you're hunting private land, you kind of got your spot dialed. Of course, using the Hunt app to know those boundaries, mark gobbles, and all that good stuff is still going to be a big part of finding a successful hunt. But on public ground that I have not been to, the first thing I'm always diving into is access points. And so as you'll see on this particular piece of public ground in Kentucky, there is a major road system that goes throughout this piece of public ground. And what I've done is I have put a white waypoint icon with our access on the map. And so anytime I'm using a white waypoint, that signifies stuff that I have never put boots on the ground at, that I've simply looked at from home and thought that these would either be good access points, or in this case, easy access points that I'm likely to avoid because I'm predicting there to be a lot of hunting pressure coming from those access points. So beyond that, the next thing I do is I start to identify the areas that from a map I can locate easy listening locations, likely roost sites, as well as a number of other features that are going to lead me to believe that it's going to hold a gobbling turkey. And so what that is and what I'm looking for is I'm going to create area shapes on ridge systems, main ridge systems and secondary ridge systems in particular, that bench out and have flat high ground. Turkeys love utilizing this type of habitat, especially with near proximity to creek bottoms and some habitat diversity. And so I draw area shapes on these locations that I find of highest interest, that I want to get boots on the ground, and combine that with proximity or lack thereof to these access points. So I'm going to show you how to use our 2-finger line distance measure. And all you do is place 2 fingers on your phone, and it's going to tell you the distance from point A to point B. And as you can see there, that one was almost 900 yards. And so what that tells me is more than likely most of the hunters in this area are not going to walk 900 yards from their truck, especially with the amount of topography that you see there, having to drop and then climb again. And so that is a major thing that I'm looking for when building a hunt plan, is locating access points to predict hunting pressure, and then from there locating where you can get to from those access points that's going to leave that hunting pressure behind, or maybe even utilizing that hunting pressure where you think it's going to push birds to, whether that's the deep middle of a giant piece of public ground, or more than likely the borders of public and private ground, where that better habitat is and less pressure is on the private ground. So those are some key tips that I'm looking for when I'm building a hunt plan on public ground that I'm not familiar with.